Good evening, everybody, and welcome to TLR Season 1 for the British Grand Prix, round 6 of this season. Alongside me tonight is Jack once again. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. A bit bored, but I think everyone is. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to Silverstone. Hopefully, it's not raining all the way through like it was in Austria, but this is the UK. Probably will happen.
Absolutely, yeah, as you said, Britain as a country is renowned for its changeable conditions, and also on this game, it's programmed to be relatively unpredictable in terms of weather. And let's see what we're going to be going into in qualifying. Is it going to be dry? Is it going to be wet like it was in Austria? It's going to be dry, which is going to be good for qualifying. We'll see people pushing to the absolute limit in the dry conditions, and we should see some really spectacular lap times and these cars going flat out through these incredible corners around this circuit. Home of British motorsport, of course, and who doesn't love the British Grand Prix? In my opinion, one of the best races to watch in Formula 1, and let's get this race underway, or this weekend underway, should we say. Hearing the first cars go out to circuit, and last week we had a really decent race in the end, Jack. Smasher versus Gisela. Smasher obviously coming out on top on that in terms of penalties, but that was a cracking race in the rain in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, hopefully we can have something that's, well, it won't be similar because hopefully it'll be dry, but something that's of the same calibre, let's say. I mean, there's plenty of overtaking opportunities at Silverstone, so hopefully we'll get, well, to be honest, last week wasn't really close racing, it was just edgy, I think is the best way to put it. Hopefully this one's a bit closer and we actually see a few more overtakes than we did last week instead of just people shadowing each other all the time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And these are going to be some really fast laps, hopefully, because I have never seen a single person that dislikes this track. So
Yeah, it's a certain feeling about coming to the British Grand Prix, the corners and the combinations you have, and in these cars in particular, the amount of grip you have, you can really exploit that around this circuit, and I think that's what makes this circuit so special, and people love just doing a flying lap in qualifying around here, and it is a special place to be. But we've got quite a lot of people out on out laps at the moment. Jamie OC out there at the moment. He's currently third in the championship with his super consistency this season. He's doing a really top job. And behind the top two in the championship, obviously them being Mike and RBZ in the Red Bulls. They're currently occupying those top two spots in the championship, but he's done a solid job this season, kept it consistent, and kept in these races to score some really good points. And at the moment, he's doing a solid job, being the best of the rest, as it seems. We've got Mr. Pigeon Munch out there. He's in the Racing Point. He's a new one for this weekend, I believe. And yeah, he's actually pretty good as well. He came from ILR2, so he's going to have some good pace and should be challenging those top positions as well. He's currently on the medium tyres, so he's getting a feel for the circuit at the moment. As things start to grip up towards the end of the session, we'll see these lap times start to tumble themselves down. RRT Ninja in the McLaren, again, very good driver, has showed very good speed from times this season. Street Gamer has now joined in the Renault. He's joined back in. So definitely got a very competitive grid. Many people can really challenge for pole position. And let's go on board with RRT Ninja, who's coming out the final corner now to start his first flying lap in qualifying now. He's going through turn 1, which is flat out in his cars. 7th gear, easy done. Through turn 2 now, and now heading into turn 3, braking for the midboard, and there's yellows and 3. Somebody's had an off there. And then now through this left-hander, very tight, be careful on the throw. He's got a little bit of understeer, he's gone a bit deeper than he'd like to, but actually if anything that gives you a better exit. He hit the DRS now, and he's going down this straight before these long left and right-handers coming up now. He's going through here in 4th gear, turns it in nicely, and now into the right now, keeping it in actually done a 2nd gear to get better front-end turning, and then shortening it to 4th and 5th to get better traction at the corner. And now we're heading into what was old turn 1. And this again is it is pretty much flat. It's a little lift, and then in 7th gear. Now we're going through the famous Magazabeka section. Very fast and flowing, super corners in these cars. You really feel the grip. Then he actually cut the corner there, so that's going to be invalidated. Mike Marshall goes top of 26.9. He's cut that, hasn't he? That's got to be
it's red. If you look at the mini map that you can bring up, you can tell when it is invalidated nowadays because the whole track map goes red. So yeah, that was invalidated. It was. You can gain quite a lot of time from cutting in Maggots and Beckett's because it just allows you to take so much more momentum into the next parts of the complex. But yeah, it's very easily done. I think he's just going to go straight away again because he has just enough battery, I think. But he's not going to carry on. He just wanted to finish that lap to see where his time was, and we didn't actually see where it was because it's not on the leaderboard, obviously, because it was invalidated. But most people are actually going, by the way, my marshmallow, before I start, is the 126.9, that's 9 tenths faster than anybody else. Gisela, though,
that's crazy.
Slightly closer.
Gisela's on second.
But yeah,
Fam, just Gisela's lap, he has... Yeah. Gisela did get held up on his lap, though, in a lot of traffic, so there's definitely time to find for him. And expect him to really close that gap in on Mike. Mike does prefer their circuit in comparison to Austria. He didn't really like it in comparison, so he's much more in his groove around here. RB's has got new pedals on his Thrustmaster wheels, so he's trying to adapt to those. So just a few little highlights in terms of things to consider in this session in regards to who we should be looking out for and who might be a bit of underdogs going into qualifying and obviously in the race as well. Ninja, is he going to go again? He's backing off. Is he backing off into the pit lane, or is he actually going to go again? Is he gone again? I think 8 in the middle. I don't think that's really that good. We'll keep with him. I don't think he's going for another lap.
Laps, and I think some people have really been practicing because a couple of people I've seen have been going a bit wide at some corners. I'm actually surprised sometimes that they're not getting invalidated, but Stowe in particular, you can go wide at that corner, and if you come back at the right point, it doesn't invalidate your lap for some reason. I'm just going to keep an eye out for that and see who does it and who doesn't do it, but a bit of a craftiness going on from the drivers, because it is faster, because it just allows you to take much more momentum, as I said a minute ago, but yeah, just going to have to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
Adam R's on the moment in the other Williams. Let's see, where's Adam Marr going to go on the leaderboard here? He's coming around the final corner now. It's going to be a 27.5. He displaces his own teammate by not much, actually, 200ths of a second in the end. Puts him P2, so that's a good lap. Again, Williams showing really good time of pace like they did in Austria, both of them. Adam, unfortunately, not having the best of races last time out, but was up there at the order in the qualifying session there. So Adam doing a solid job there in second place.
Yeah,
WR Shanley doing
Adam R as well, particularly considering he's on the controller as well. Well, I guess some tracks are definitely attributed to the pad, some are attributed to the wheel. It's just, I guess it's a bit of both actually, because the slower corners are generally the ones that are attributed to the pad, as they can get much better traction off some of the corners than the wheel can. And the fast corners are generally attributed to the wheel because you have to really nail that weight transfer of the car between, especially through Maggots and Beckett's complex. So the wheel and the pad are relatively on even ground here. So even so, that is still a very good lap from Adam R. But no one's going to touch Mike Marshmallow in this section, I think. That lap is just too mighty in my opinion.
Yeah, and you'd also expect that time to come down a bit more as well. He's going out again. He's on an out lap. But yeah, you'd expect as a very good banker, it's a pretty safe banker. I do think Gisela can get close to him though. I've got a feeling he might be able to nip away at that gap. Whether it'd be enough for... Yeah, absolutely. Shanley done his time on the mediums.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. If he went on the softs, then he'll be able to go probably at least 4 tenths faster, I think, because it's not too much the rear end grip that struggles when you've got the hardest tyre. It's more just you do get generally more understeer than you would. And again, it's also, they are hard to overheat, so you could probably maybe think about doing a second lap if you score up the first one. So the mediums are a thought, but they're not the fastest. So if you were going to use them, it just would be for a bank lap and not for your actual lap, unless that was the strategy, but I doubt it. I think the strategy for this is just soft and medium. I might be wrong, but...
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. I think the medium tyre isn't a bad tyre, as you said, and it is pretty good round here, but you're going to gain so much time on the soft. And it is that just awesome tyre to put on in qualifying, where the grip levels are so high, he can really go for it. And Gisela is prepared to go for it again. So let's keep on board actually with the Williams driver, because let's see if he can go any faster than his 27.5. I'm sure he can. It was all lost in this final sector, so let's go on board now. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, so let's see if this gets that in his way or out of his way. It gets out of the way nicely through turn 1 in 7th gear. A little bit of understeer I've noticed in that Williams, and now he's braked before the midboards down into, I think that'll be 3rd gear through there, and now down into 2nd for this left part. And then getting the rotation 3rd, and now 4th, and now 5th. Flat through this left hand, and then DRS activated, and this little mini straight. And before we go through this section of the circuit, left hand coming up, down into, it's going to be 4th gear. Bit deeper than he would like to be. I think he's carrying a bit too much speed through there, but then the right-hander, long right-hander, careful on the throttle, building the speed nicely, and now flat through here, and now heading into old turn 1. Requiring a little bit of a lift through here, so tiny little lift, a bit of understeer, but he's okay, and now through Maggots and Beckett's. Meanwhile, Apex Streamer 117's gone 2nd on 27.1, so he's closed that gap to Mike. And now the end of this section for Gisela. Let's see what his middle set is going to be. Is it up? It is up by 0.7 of a second, so he has got this in hand. He can, at the moment, he will be on set to beat Mike. Now through here, down into 5th gear. Not running it too wide, and I think he's okay. Mike has improved on 26.6. That is a big improvement. So knew there would be time to improve for him. Through this final sector now for Gisela, is it going to be an improvement across the line to 26.7, and it puts him P2, only a 1/10 of a second down on the Red Bull driver in the end. So very good lap there by Gisela. Time to find, I think, but very good, and that's the gap closed to Mike.
Yeah, I was looking, while you were looking at Gisela's lap, I was a little bit further ahead on RBZ's lap. And RBZ's lap's decent, but his car just seems to be struggling quite a bit at the low end speed corners. Like, I followed him through turn 4, and the whole car, I wasn't even really oversteered or understeered. The whole car just seemed to keep sliding in the same direction. It was like the car turned, but it kept going in the same direction. It was very strange, but in the higher speed corners, the car seems very solid. It's just the lower speed corners which needs to try and sort out to really pick up that lap, because he's losing so much time in those low speed corners. It's really taking away from a lot of his potential as Pitcher Munch goes P3, only 7
P3
behind Gisela.
Yeah, good lap from Pigeon Munch. That top 3 separated by what, a 1/10 of a second in the end, so good stuff from Pigeon Munch, doing a good job there. And now Shane Lee goes 3rd on a 26.735. So top 4 separated by just over a 1/10 of a second there, and that's close in qualifying. With 6 minutes to go, they'll be paying to do their final runs in the session. We've got a decent 4.
Alright,
go on. We've got at least 4 guys really challenging for pole position here at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we're really seeing like some track evolution in here as well, because Adam R, who was 2nd probably around 3-4 minutes ago, is now down to 8th. So I think it's either people are really getting their eye in, or we're having a bit of tracking evolution. Maybe a bit of both, who knows? But yeah, this track's really starting to ramp up now, and I think people are going to probably go out for one more run before everything is lined up for the race. And I think maybe people are really having a very basic pit stop strategy at the moment, because obviously we can't see the weather forecast from here. They can, so maybe everyone going on soft might be a sign of what's to come.
Yeah, no, I absolutely get that completely, because you'd expect people outside that top 10 might choose to run that medium tyre for their for the start of the race, and give them the open strategy to make something of the race instead. And that seemingly isn't on the cards at the moment, so I completely see what you're saying. Soft tyres for everybody might mean a wet race or a wet start, and people will just basically start on inters or wets, so we'll see how that all plays out. It'd be interesting to see. Britain can always sort of provide any forecast possible, and we're looking like we're going to get a bit of that. A lot of people in the pit lane, but somebody who isn't at the moment is Cathal. He's out there on outlap in the McLaren. Let's see what he can deliver. And we haven't seen the best from Ninja yet. I'm wondering what he can do, and if he can turn that top 5 in the other McLaren. Let's start with Cathal now, as whilst everybody else is in the pit lane. He's right on board with the McLaren driver through turn 1, flat through here in 7th gear, and the car doing what he wanted to do, turning nicely, and now heading into turn 3 now, braking before the midboard. down into third gear, turns it in nicely, careful on that throttle, and now keep it down in second gear for this next part. A bit deep than I like to, but it'll open up the exit a bit better for him. And now hitting the DRS and then down this little mini straight here. Decent first sector. Let's see if there's an improvement on his previous best. It's going to be a 27.7. It's 2 tenths up, so not too bad so far. So he is going to improve on that 28.8, and you potentially think he would be able to. And now going for this long right-hander, careful on that traction, a little bit of oversteer, but he corrects that nicely. And now we're heading into old turn 1. Again, he needs a little bit of a lift. It keeps it in 8th gear. A lot of drivers keeping it in 7th instead to get better turning and just revving the car out a bit more. So I'm surprised 8th gear is the gear of choice for the McLaren driver. So it goes through Maggots and Beckett's. And now he needs a good exit off this one. It keeps it in 6th, using a lot of the higher gear range. It's 4 tenths up, but definitely think you should be using a gear lower to get a bit more front end bite into the apex. And now through the right-hander here, down into 6th gear again, so keeping it in 6th, again higher gear than I expect for him to run. And now heading into this final chicane, very tricky in 2nd gear, careful on throttle here. And now needs a good run out of the last corner. Now let's see what's going to be for the McLaren driver. Across the line, it's a 28.0, puts him P12, but I do think he's running a gear higher in certain corners, and that's what's costing him a little bit of lap time in the end.
Yeah, I was on board with Ace Face as well. Saw Cahill at the end of the lap. I think they're both sort of suffering from opposite issues. I think Cahill's carrying generally too much speed in some of the corners. As a result, probably using too high gear than you need to. If you shift down, maybe 1, even 2 gears, especially through Maggots and Beckett's, you probably would get the front end a little bit more and get a better exit. And Ace is probably suffering from the opposite. He's not carrying enough speed. His lap seems a bit too comfortable from where I was sat. If he was really to push it a little bit more, then I think he would get a better lap, but I don't think he's only pit now with 2 minutes left. He's not going to get another lap. So 13th is the highest Ace is going to finish, unfortunately for him. Anybody else on a lap? I think
TD Dreams is. Yep. He's up by 3 and a bit tenths, so he's looking on course to displace people ahead of him, probably including his own teammate. Let's see if he does so in the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo boys doing a solid job this season, scoring very good points in each and every single race, so they're doing really well in terms of consistency. Let's see how he goes now. Through the final corner he comes. Let's see if there's an improvement. It should be. And across the line, it's a 27.2. Puts him behind his teammate just about. Yeah, that's very tight between those two boys. A good lap there by GE Dream. Respectable, definitely. But that'll be it for him, unless he chooses to go for another run, which you won't have time to do so. But everybody else in front. Mike's out there on a lap. Gisela, Shane Lee as well. Pigeon Munch, they're all preparing.
All the top 6.
And Apex Streamer here.
As well.
Yes, absolutely. Apex Streamer might have an outside shot as well. He's 4 tenths off, well 6 tenths off pole position, but he might have a slight chance at it if he can hook everything up. So we're in for a bit of a final minute of madness here in this qualifying session. Let's go on board with the first guy we have. Gisela is rounding up and starting his first flying lap now. Let's see what he can go through. He's going through turn 1 now, and this could be the lap of dreams if he can hook it up all nicely and displace Mike at the top. Mike has topped the session for the majority, and if Gisela can't hook it up, then it's every chance this could be Mike's pole here. And I think Gisela's backed out of it there. So Gisela's had a mare of a lap, and Mike is starting another one. Shane Lee as well is starting another one. Pigeon Munch is already on one. Let's keep with Pigeon Munch in the racing point. It is a DRS now as he heads down this straight here. Let's keep on board with him. And he's first at 10th up, so not too bad of a first sector by Pigeon Munch there. And now coming for this long right-hander in actually using second gear a little bit to actually get a bit more front-end turning. And a good exit through here. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, so this is going to be vital for this traffic to get away. And Gisela has got out of the way nicely for him. We're heading in through to old turn 1 now in 7th gear. A bit of very quick through there, and I think a bit of understeer, but he's okay. Through Maggots and Beckett's now in 7th gear, keeping it in this gear, get a better turn in. Needs a good exit off this one. Is it enough? It's a bit deep. Let's see what his middle sector is. It's down by a tenth of a second. I think maybe the lap may or may not be invalidated. We'll keep with him anyway. He's still going at full racing speed. I'm wondering. He's shifting up. He's backing up in the pit lane. And I thought that was invalidated. But Mike Marshmallow, is he able to improve? I haven't seen this middle sector if it's in faster or not. Let's keep with the Red Bull driver. Can he improve on his 1 minute 26.6? Heading into the final chicane now. Got a bit of traffic ahead of him. I think it's one of the Hasses. And now he's a good exit through this last corner. Is it enough to improve on his previous best? It is. A 26.4 puts him very much on pole position by 0.3 of a second. Zazela won't be able to improve, and that is it for him. And that has been qualifying. Mike Marshmallow dominates qualifying by 0.3 of a second and was top for the whole time and just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I was on board with Shiny there. He had a very on the edge lap. His guys didn't really seem to be that underneath him, but he managed to still put in a very good lap. And by the way, second to fourth, Zazela 0.305, Shiny 0.308, Mr. Digimunch 0.311. So they couldn't have really been much closer if he tried. Yeah, that was a mighty effort from Mike Marshmallow, less so for his teammate, who I think is going to be very disappointed. But RBZ, I think he's going to be able to make up quite a few positions in the race.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think we've got a fair few guys, even after that qualifying session, that top four definitely is very tight in terms of pace still, and I think anything can happen in this race. It's all going to be going down to racecraft, but in the end, it was Mike Marshmallow who prevailed and takes pole position in Britain, and of F1 Zazela and WR Shanley in third. Pigeon Munch in fourth, and then Matt DJ in fifth. Actually, really good show for the Haas driver. We didn't see that coming, but he popped it in P5. Alien Crane on sixth, Jamie in seventh, Apex Streamer in eighth, Cheesy Dreams in ninth, and RBZ down in 10th place. A lot of work to do in the race for him. IRT Ninja in 11th, Adamar in 12th, Edited Fawn in 13th, Catherine in 14th, Ace Face in 15th, and Soggy Cabbages rounds out the last driver on the grid.
Well, that was quite an entertaining qualifying, and not really full of incident, but I think that just shows the confidence that people have around this track, if anything.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the times are very tight. Everyone knows Silverstone pretty well. It's one of those circuits that everyone knows, and actually it's a dry start, so we predicted potentially a wet start because everyone was on the softs, but that clearly hasn't happened in the end, and we're
Sorry, what was that? I completely zoned out for a minute then.
Yeah, I think we all predicted that it was going to be a wet start for this race. Everyone sort of qualified on softs, and we thought, oh, strategy might not play a real hand here.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised everyone's, even in the dry session, everyone is, well, unless they have an incident, everybody's going to be on the same strategy, unless there's something else that we don't know about. So I didn't look into strategy before this race. It's a bit of a mistake. I mean, there could be a quicker strat out there. A soft medium might be quicker than a soft medium. You just don't know.
Talking about strategy, yeah, one driver has put on a medium tyre, and that's Adam. He starts outside in top 10 and 12th place. He's on the medium tyre, so he's opened his strategy up a little bit, and trying to go a bit longer in this race, seemingly, and go for an alternate. But I don't know if soft hard is the strategy here, starting on something and going for the hards for the race. I think that would be quite tough because this circuit is pretty tough in its tyres. It's got a lot of high-speed corners here and a lot of heavy braking zones, so I'd just expect the tyre wear to be reasonably high, but a one-stop strategy isn't. I don't think it's impossible. That's why a lot of these guys are probably starting on the soft tyre, but maybe Adam doesn't think that is as easy, and maybe the medium hard might be the better strategy. With medium, you can go longer and stretch the stint more longer, and the soft drivers, people on softs, will be struggling a lot more towards the end of their first stint. So, that might play into Adam's hand a little bit more, and he might be able to go for hards and then be on a fresher set of hards for the end of the race and really challenge up those positions at the higher end. So, yeah, I think it can really vary, and Adam obviously rolling the dice there, but it's all pressure on this race start now. The start of the race is important, and getting a good launch off the line is an important part of the race, as well as the pit stops. So we'll see how this all goes now. Mike is going to be bringing them through here, the chicane, and getting the grid all set for this British Grand Prix, which is looking to be a dry affair in the end.
Yeah,
Makes things very interesting, and like last week.
It's going to be very interesting. Also on the strategy, I've also forgotten. this is the longest pit lane of the season. It's the longest period of time you start in the pit lane, so I can't even begin to imagine that the 2 stop is faster than the 1 stop, because you're probably going to be in there for 40 seconds at least, because it's extremely long pit lane. As long as you only go with 37 miles an hour, but it all depends on how clean people keep this start, and with how fast turn 1 is, it could get hairy.
Absolutely. So here we go now, revving for 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix. 5 lights are on. And it's lights out and away we go. And it's a pretty even start off the line. But Dzela's got actually a pretty good launch into turn 1. He's going to lead ahead of Mike Marshmallow. He leads here in Britain for turn 1 and turn 2. Mike, though, will try and fight back, but it's a long Grand Prix. Look at this. Shane Lee and Pigeon Munch are going at it together as well. And the hassle of Matt DJ is all pretty close there as well. And it's going to be Pigeon Munch running the outside of Shane Lee. It's going to be wheel to wheel. And it is actually Pigeon Munch who prevails in the end. Shane Lee down in the 4th place. Can't get past him in the end, and it's going to be, look at this, Mike Marshmallow's looking at Dzela already, but that's the end of the first sector of this first lap, and it's pretty much very close up the front. Dzela is leading Mike and Pigeon Munch out of this first sector, and that's a very good start from Dzela in the end. Got his mark, but look at this, Mike already on the attack, looks to the inside of old turn 1, but can't do so in the end. But that was a superb start from Dzela, the start that he absolutely needed in the end. Oh, he has gone wide, and it's wheel to wheel. Look at this.
He's got him.
He has.
That was an amazing move. Really put Dzela on edge into the cops, and I think that really distracted him, compromised his exit, and Mike Marshmallow just capitalised off that into Maggots and Beckett's complex. But Dzela now under pressure from Mr. Pigeon Munch as well. I think my highlight from that start, though, was one of my street gamers start. He got 6 already, and there wasn't even any major incidents, I don't think.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a really good start by him. Pigeon Munch is already trying to put pressure on Dzela, but cannot do so. But that's Dzela from a very good start has somehow bottled it, and Mike's back in front again, and he'll try and keep within DRS now. And if he can do that, then he might be able to fight back on the Red Bull driver. And I'm sure he's got the pace to do so. So it is all game on still between these top 3, and Shane Lee is closing in on this battle, and so is Jamie. Jamie's in 5th and keeping Shane Lee very honest as well. So we could be in for a 5-way scrap if the DRS starts to keep everyone together. And look at this, Jamie looking very much for an attack on Shane Lee already. But yeah, what a start to this race.
Yeah, that was a really good start. Again, people are very clean.
Oh, Pigeon Munch is gone.
Pigeon Munch has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in as soon as possible, because that is the 3rd place man. Hopefully they've cranked up the AI quite a bit so he doesn't lose too many positions. But Eccles Life has had a few problems recently with people just being kicked off, basically. So I think that must have been what's happened there, although this is Bowmasters. Things can happen like that. And Mike Marshmallow is taking the 42nd sector of the race, so Dzela really losing touch at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's so unfortunate for Pigeon Munch in the end. He's going down the order and dropping down the order. That is really unfortunate for him. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just looking. It's also relieved Dzela a little bit, because this Pigeon Munch right in his gearbox. Mike Marshmallow with the fastest lap of the race at 30.8, around about 4.5 seconds slower than we saw in the qualifying session. But don't forget, these tyres are also probably very worn at this point. These are the tyres they're using qualifying, at least the top 10 are on those tyres. So Dzela caught up quite a bit in those first set of corners. I think Mike Marshmallow has got the advantage in the fast corners. Dzela has got the advantage in the slower corners. That's from what I can see at the moment.
Oh, Crayon and Matt DJ just saw a really good overtake by Alien Crayon on Matt DJ in the DRS. That was really well done there, and he's into P5. So the other racing point is in the top 5 in the end. But yeah, going back to Dzela and Mike, it does seem that way. They're pretty close together, and Dzela's also got the benefit of the slipstream and the DRS.
Matt DJ just went very wide through cops, but I didn't have any major moments. I think it was just a big bit of understeer that he wasn't prepared for. I'm surprised, actually. I haven't seen any penalties come up yet. Almost everybody I've got on board with, I've seen cuts at one corner or another. So Dzela is having the trouble.
Oh, Jamie and Shane Lee. Jamie round the outside, yes, maybe he can go around it. No, surely not round the outside. No, he cannot. But have the inside. Go on, son. Does he? No, he looks and he's.
Shanley had a very good outside momentum there. I just think Jamie didn't really want to connect so early on. I mean, he's got plenty more opportunities coming up. But he's very close to the back of that Renault at the moment. I think he's going to have a great opportunity going into back through the Wellington straight. But at the moment, he's so close, and Pigeon Munch is able to join back. He's down in P11 right now. But hopefully he can work his way back up after that. And he's got DRS now. Here
comes Jamie.
He's right up behind that Renault, and I don't think that Renault has really that much chance to defend as the Alfa Romeo swoops around the outside.
Very good stuff by Jamie there. Put him under pressure, made the right choice there not to go for it early, and picked the right moment. And very mature driving by him. He's in P3 now.
Shanley just dipped his left wheels into the gravel. Alien Crane's very close to him now as well. I think he's going to have the opportunity down the Hangar Straight if he's able to stay close. But no, he's botched the exit at Cox. I think unless Shanley has a mare in the Becker's complex, he's not going to have an opportunity on the Renault just yet. That Renault catching right back up to the rear of that Alfa. He's going to get DRS here again, and I knew he was going to get loads of overtakes. And he's got a huge chance for him, only on lap 4. Zayla, again, not too close to Mike Marshall, and Triple Shanley not close enough to get that P3 back yet.
Ninja in 7th now, and he's really battling away with Apex Streamer, but he's got into that position nicely, so well under him. How many positions is he up in this race? Let's have a little look at
Ninja's
that.
4.
Ninja's 4.
You've
got to keep an eye on who's made the most.
Just as a
Supercharge.
He wasn't even in qualifying, I don't think, so sort of really gifted him Supercharge award because he is one of the front runners and starting near the back. I think that really put it as a huge train. I was just on board with RBZ, and he's sort of falling out of this train. 8th to 3rd is all in one massive train at the moment. I only just saw that. Well, I think we've got quite a bit more battling to come. Renault, I tried driving on the inside of the Alfa, but he's overshot it a bit. That racing point is right round. Looking at his real wheels at the moment.
He's got a good exit here as well. Here comes Jackie. He's going to look for it, is he? But he's too far back for old turn 1. It's too risky. So he'll play the waiting game and try and hook it up from Magnus and Beckett's. Alien Crayon struggling through old turn 1 seemingly, but try and get a really good run out of here, which he's looking. He's looking on course to. He is, and he's.
Alien Crayon's car that you have to do, I should say. He's got DRS on the Alfa, but Alien Crayon's got the slipstream as well. Alien Crayon's got stayed really close to that Renault for a number of laps now. And opening's got to show itself soon, surely. And that is Ninja.
Oh, here comes Ninja!
DJ, and that is
that's a good move.
It's a great move. He went deep enough so that Matt DJ couldn't hang it around the outside, but Matt DJ is now going to have the momentum onto the start-finish straight, and I don't think he's going to be able to dive it up the inside into turn 3, although it does happen occasionally, especially with a 3-second time penalty. He's just falling away a bit from the back of this train. It's going to become a 5-car train, I think, soon. RBZ, I'm surprised he hasn't managed to catch up to this train yet. I just don't think he really has the consistency at the moment, but I think that might be just maybe overheating the soft tyres, but it's actually under pressure from Street Game at the moment as well.
Yeah, Street Gamer made up 7 positions in the first 5 laps, so he's definitely got the Supercharger award all hooked up. RBZ, I do believe he's struggling because of his new equipment. He's got new pedals for his Thrustmaster wheel, so he's having to adapt to that. They've got a load cell in them, so the braking is different for him, and slowing the car down is very right for Shaylee.
Yeah, you had a bit of understeer similar to Matt DJ. I believe it was a second. That was a big cut from Crayon. That'll be a warning for sure. So hopefully this race will be decided on penalties, although I don't think it is, because Mike Marshall is really clearing off right now.
Here comes Shane Lee in the DRS on Jamie, but he's too far back surely. Yes, he is, but he's closing up big time through there. He's struggling to get that car slowed down at the moment, and he's going wide a lot, going very deep at the moment, but it doesn't seem to really be affecting his gap to Jamie. And that slipstream is seemingly helping him and doing wonders. Meanwhile, Ninja, again, really close to Alien Crayon. And he's loving that final sector around here. And he's a lot faster than a lot of these guys in this this big scrap is. Now there you go, Shanley gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's been a bad boy into the track limits. Ninja again hassling the back of that Racing Point, looking for his opportunity, and that opportunity is coming very, very soon. He's a good run out of here. He had the DRS, but so will Crayon on Shanley. So this advantage of DRS is somewhat limited here, and again has to stay behind, but he's very good in that final sector, and if he can just keep with this bunch, look at it, it's going to be a 4-way scrap for this final podium place. It's superb, even 5-way scrap, because Matt DJ's right in the hunt too. It's absolutely incredible scenes here in this race, and it's a solid scrap. And it's about who can make the least mistakes and the least cuts, I think, in the end.
Yeah, Matt DJ is hanging on to the back, he's trading him out, he's sort of not really in the space for an overtake, but if one of these guys makes a mistake, he's certainly going to be in the position to. And in Crayon, always one person in this train looks out of shape going through that Agus Beckett contract. I've never seen this whole bunch of 5 all go through there perfectly yet. I think that's what's taking them away from the overtakes at the minute. But yeah, I don't think, unless Zealand or Mike Marcello make a mistake, they've got P1 and P2 nailed down at the moment.
Absolutely. Ninja once again closes up through that penultimate corner, and the last corner he has DRS. It's a really good run on the Racing Point, but it's just too risky for turn 1. But he'll just keep the Racing Point under pressure. He definitely looks to be one of the fastest guys in this pack, so he's got the chance to, if he can get past Alien Crail and then work on getting Shanley, he's got a very good chance of getting on that podium. He loses the rear end though out of that corner, and that puts Matt DJ back on his rear, and he'll have a DRS on him. But again, it's just this big DRS train at the moment, and Shanley looking for it on Jamie, but Jamie went deep there. First instance of vulnerability a little bit there, and again Shanley's putting him in under all sorts of pressure. I wonder what sort of ERS usage is looking like. In the fair, Shanley looks to have a lot more ERS available to him than Jamie.
Yeah, I think Shanley, Shanley, unless he makes a mistake going through here, he should be able to get Jamie on the back straight. Jamie's battery is going to run out. He's going to have to plant this right up if he wants any chance of defending, and I think even then, again, he comes. I think Jamie just trying to use everything he has in all the right places. He's gone straight back down to no battery again. And Shanley's still
look at this. Look at Crayon. He's going for it. Is he down the inside? No, it looks.
But I don't think he's quite close enough or confident enough to really commit to it. And again, I think these guys know that plenty more opportunities are going to. I'll be there. I'll be there going to pick
Chisela and Mike, it's closed up massively. It's down to 0.3 of a second. To somewhere, Mike's made an error. And look at this. Chisela is right on the rear of the Red Bull. He's got DRS, but he's too far back this time around to make a real attempt at an overtake. But Mike's back under pressure again. The gap was over that 1 second gap, and Gisela's clawed that back in again, and then Mike's got the pressure now. These two are in a world of their own at the moment. 7 seconds to third. Now look at Crayon and Crayon, Ninja, and Shanley. Shanley's made a mistake somewhere, and look at this Ninja trying to go around the outside of Shanley. He's on the gravel. He's on the gravel, but he will still get not a bad run. Matt DJ meanwhile looking for something as well, but he's too far back here. But Shanley lost the rear end, and Ninja's gonna look for it as well. Ninja's gonna get past him surely, and he will. Ninja's into P5, but Shanley's lost what, 2 positions in the space of. He's tired. Look at Matt DJ. He's hounding the back of him. It's wheel to wheel, but no DRS for Matt DJ in the end. So don't know why he hasn't got any. Okay, it's interesting. But he's got the inside. There we go, done and dusted, and look at this. Crayon and
I think he's done it. That's an amazing move.
Absolutely, he loves that part of the circuit. He's really relishing that point, and look at the Crayon again on the counter attack, but won't be able to do so. But brilliant stuff. But meanwhile, that's allowed Jamie to sort of get a bit of a gap there, and a 1.3 second gap is a pretty healthy one to have, and he's well out of the DRS range at the moment. So Jamie's utilised that battling going on behind him and really got away. Gisela did pit, and it's gone for the undercut on Mike. So watch out for that.
On the inside, I think it's going to be relatively textbook, not anything complicated unless he goes deep. Ninja's going to get
the switchback by Ninja.
He's going to try and go right up the outside. He's going to momentum.
He's going for around the outside.
Straight. Still side by side. Alien Crayon looks to have the faster car on the straight. He's able to defeat Ninja's
Oh no, he hasn't.
Concede the place. I think going side by side through the cops is a bit suicidal, but yeah, that was great defending from Ninja.
Absolutely, Matt DJ now looking pretty handy on Alien Crayon. Alien Crayon has now got a penalty. Here comes Matt DJ in the DRS now. Alien Crayon does have it on Ninja just about, but that's not going to help him much.
I don't think they're going to go for moves. I think they're all going to know they've got to hit this lap. I think Marshall has, Jamie has, Ninja has, Crayon has. Yeah, they're all coming in this lap. Oh, Eviction is going for one more lap.
Yeah, let's keep an eye out for F1 Gisela though, because he's been on that medium for one lap, and this pit lane is a very slow pit lane. So we'll see how this one goes. Can Gisela displace Mike on the undercut? That's the big question.
I think he got him. I think, yeah, Gisela is going to come out behind Mike Marshmallow. I think Mike Marshmallow just about to head off that pit lane limiter. I think he's got him. He has got him.
He's got him. He has got him.
Yeah, he got him.
Absolutely, I thought that was done.
1.5 seconds, I think.
Yes, but bear in mind now, Gisela will have the older tyre for the end of the race, so we'll see if Mike can come back at him, and yeah, you never know, that could be possible. Absolutely, Mike has got the pace to do so, but these two have been pretty equal in that first stint. There wasn't much separating them. The gap went over a second, and it all closed back up again, so yeah, I think this is going to be a good old tank fight for the rest of this race.
Yeah, that was a good pick. I think a lot of the time you don't realise how much your tyres are going off until you see the pace of a fresher set. I mean, Mike Marshmallow is ahead by around about 8/10 of Gisela, and he's pitted one lap later, and he's emerged 1.3 seconds behind, so he's lost around 2 seconds on that lap on just sheer tyre wear alone. As we saw, Mike Marshmallow does seem to be the more confident one in wheel-spill racing around Silverstone at the moment. Adamar, although both of them are going to have to fight past Adamar because he's on a medium tyre. He's going to be able to run a lot longer into this race than any of the soft runners were. So unless, because they are both Williams cars, he lets Gisela through and defends from Mike Marshmallow to help his teammate out. That is also a shout that could happen. Absolutely,
yeah. I wonder if Adam will play a bit of a team game here and let Gisela through. Doesn't have to. He might choose to, and then hold Mike up a little bit to help Gisela get a bit of a breather. That might be the strategy being played out, and we'll see if that does get played out. But Adam's doing a really good job at the moment on a different strategy, and here comes DRS with Gisela. He should be able to get past his teammate pretty easily, and his teammate doesn't put up much of a fight at all, if any. So there's definitely a bit of team game playing on there. Now Adam, will he be a bit harder on Mike and make it a little bit harder?
He wouldn't have let Gisela through otherwise. He's going to try and defend from Mike as hard as he can. I mean, Mike's tyres are going to be so much younger, but Adam is going to have all that confidence, all that temperature in his tyres. He's going to be able to, hopefully, to defend from Mike Marshmallow from at least a lap or two and help his teammate out. And already the gap is extended to 1.5 seconds, but of course, Adamar is not going to have the DRS, and I think it's going to be a relatively easy overtake by Adamar. He goes to the inside. I don't think he's going to be able to defend from that Red Bull for long, and no, he doesn't.
No. Yeah, it's a pretty clear-cut one. I mean, he has had a little bit. It's now up to 1.6, the gap, so a little bit has been helped, but, you know, it's not easy. Adam's got to also now do his own strategies. Yellow flags went to the 2, so I wonder what's happened there. Now, just say there's a fast up of the race, so 29.9.
I think he's just had a little bit of a spin in the gravel.
It's unfortunate. But Adam again will just continue on. He's got an 8-second gap to Jamie. He can go as long as he wants and dares to, and then he can switch over to the soft tyres, which is probably what his strategy will be, and run those. He'll probably be pitting around lap 14, lap 15. So yeah, but expect him to be right there for fighting for some points towards the end of the race, definitely.
P5 and P6, they're very close.
Absolutely.
It's probably going to be the next couple of battles we see. P6 and P7 really separated.
And look at this, Matt DJ and Alien Crayon.
That's not a move.
Matt DJ. Matt DJ looked for it, but it was, yeah, not there. But Matt DJ driving a really good race at the moment, actually. He's sort of been the outsider of this 5-way scrap for that final podium place, but he's done a really good job, driven a mature race and been the underdog in this fight. So watch out for him. Some Ninja gets a penalty.
Very that one.
Yeah. So Ninja trying his best. Epic Streamer gets a penalty now as well. But yeah, Matt DJ, don't think he has a penalty at the moment, and a lot of the guys ahead of him have. So he's going to have a good shot at getting a few more points based on the penalties being given to people ahead of him. But Ninja too far back on Shane Lee.
Very close now. He's not going to go for a move just yet. Danny does go to inside a bit earlier just to make sure that McLaren doesn't do any dive bombing. But I think Danny's going to feel a lot of heat from behind in the next few sectors from that McLaren.
Absolutely. The good thing he's got, though, he's got the DRS on Jimmy ahead, which is helping a little bit. But look at this. Ninja is a lot more confident on the brakes going into that corner there and really hooking it up. I think if he gets a good run here, he's got a good chance, and he has got the run, but it's not going to be enough. Shanley's got the DRS on Jamie, and again, it's limiting the chance that Ninja's got on getting past. Again, Shanley goes really deep there, and here Ninja can try and get a good exit if possible, but it's not easy to get an overtake done in total turn 1, and he's just too far back to do that as well, so he's got to try and hope for a good exit out of Maggots and Beckett's. If he does that, then absolutely got a really good chance of getting past the rear driver, as Shanley goes on the curb and takes a lot more curb than he'd like to, and that's affected his actual exit here. So Ninja planning a good one from this one.
Have a look at P1 and P2, they're very close. No moves at the moment,
they are as well.
White Marshmallows closed up massively. Zayla was able to get a good exit out of the Max.
Oh, here comes Ninja down the inside of Shane Lee, and that's done. That was a good move on the DRS there in the end, and Ninja's got past. Shane Lee looking for the trying to get past him again, but he's just too far back, and it was trying to cut back there, but just wasn't going to happen. And Ninja's in P5 now, and he's can bring the fight to Jamie for that final podium position once Adam pits in for his final stop of the day.
Yeah, I'm really starting to look at these P1 and P2 because I think Zayla's cut a few corners and trying to defend from Mike Marshmallow is really starting to feel that Red Bull in his mirrors. Wide again,
under a lot of pressure.
And yeah, Mike Marshmallow really has to think Williams at the moment. He's going to find a gap sooner or later if he keeps going deep like this and cutting corners where he doesn't need to. I'll keep an eye on this to see if Ninja, by the way, very close to Jamie OC at the moment.
Absolutely, that's another fight to watch. So Mike now is looking for a good exit off Maggots and Beckett's, and you know what? He's closed up so much through here, and he just needs to get the run he wants, and he's got not a bad run here. DRS will be activated now, and Gisela's in all sorts of trouble here. Best thing to do maybe is to not put up a fight here, and he gives Mike the inside, and it's going to be wheel to wheel through here maybe. The Williams was deeper, and actually, you know what? He's gone too deep, and that's off the circuit, but I think you can get away with that on this game. I don't think it actually gives you much of a warning. So Gisela keeps P1 for now. Meanwhile, Adam R does pit in. Ninja and Shanley are still battling away. So something's happened to Ninja on this one. As Shanley looks to the inside of the last chicane and can't get it done. We'll try and cut back out of it and get DRS on the exit, which he will get the DRS. And Ninja doesn't seem to have it. Yes or no? No. But yellow's into the 3 now. Someone's had an off. I think that's who's that? He's had an off. I think we're okay now. But yeah, everything's kind of. This fight for P3 is really on now between these 3. Absolutely, Alien Crayon's the outsider of this fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mike Marshall hasn't found a gap yet. I think Zayla, similar to last week, he's just got a faster car on the straights. Even with DRS, Mike Marshmallow doesn't seem to be able to. He catches up to him, but not enough to really put his foot in the door and make the pass. But I think Zayla last lap. The outside line is preferable, and so it's the one I'd rather have at least. And Zayla knows that, and he's probably going to go for that again. And he's better exit. He's getting those great exits out of the Maggots and Beckets complex, and just the Red Bull doesn't really have the momentum to stay with him. I don't know if it's a dirty air or just lack of grip compared to Williams at the moment, and it can't be because, as I said earlier, Williams is the fast car on the straights. Can't have fast kind of corners as well.
The ERS usage is just pretty similar, and Mike's got a bit more, but Gisela's done a really good job at just defending with, you know, not using all of his ERS to defend, so he's done a good job. But yeah, Mike definitely, you know, he looks good. I think he looks good in the high speed, and when it comes to the slower medium speed, he's starting to struggle a little bit, which is not helping his cause. He'll have DRS here, but the gap's sort of 0.6, and it's not really enough to really mount a challenge in the DRS. Ninja is right behind Jamie now, so let's keep with this one. This might be a good chance. Again, not getting the run he wants, but have the DRS. ERS usage again, very similar. Here comes Ninja though, he's in the slipstream, pulls it to the inside. Yes, does he go for it? He does go around on the inside, and he's made contact. Ninja's right round, and what was looking for a great comeback is just gone down the pan a bit there, and he's down into 7th, and he might even lose out to the other Alfa Romeo as well, but he won't do. But Cheesy Dreams will get held up, and Pigeon Munch is right on this one as well, so it's so unfortunate. Here comes Pigeon Munch though on Cheesy Dreams. Remember, Pigeon Munch accidentally legged out of the session, and he's back in it again, so he wants to get up the order again and get some more points, and he's looking on for that. But Ninja, that was a harsh move. Meanwhile, Gisela and Mike are battling away, and it's wheel to wheel. Mike's going in front, but Gisela will have the inside for the final chicane. It's going to be still wheel to wheel. Mike round the outside instead, but it'll be the Williams on the cutback. It's going to be on the inside of the last corner. It's still wheel to wheel. Fair racing between these two boys. We're heading into turn 1, and I think the Williams will be ahead just about, but he's gone too deep, and Mike's going back on the exit. And it's Mike who leads here in Britain. It's still wheel to wheel, and it'll be about getting a cut back off this corner, because Gisela can do this if he can get the exit he needs and get the DRS, and he might be able to do so. But you know what? Mike's got the good exit, and I think that might be that done and dusted. Mike, though, is under pressure. Gisela's closing back in again, but it's too little too late, and Mike leads here in Britain with a fantastic, fair battle between these two boys. Full respect given, and full racing room given. Fair play.
Yeah, they sort of used each other's tricks on each other. They both switched back on each other. Gisela out of Vale Chicane, and then Mike Marshmallow through. Not sure how he managed to switch back through turn 1, but he did it, and that's what made the move stick. And Gisela still very close though. He just seems to have so much more confidence going through Magnus Bacon and Chapel, and he's got the DRS again. I wonder what very good about.
Here he comes, closing it in here on Mike, and he looks to the inside. Here he goes. It's wheel to wheel through here. Mike can hang it round the outside, and that could be beneficial. And Gisela loses the rear end on the inside in the end, and Mike just about holds on to P1 for now, but this is getting pretty spicy. And Gisela, if he can just stay with him and just keep it under that pressure, he can really mount a challenge still, and it's still close. Heading into turn 1, the gap is under 0.2 of a second, and it's really getting close. This is where it's pivotal for the Williams to get a good exit off this next corner. If he can do that and just switch back and get the exit he needs, he'll be in within a chance here. And you know what? He hasn't got the exit he needs there. And it's a slower speed when Mike seems to come alive, but the high speed when the Williams just has it. But he is closing in the DRS, but too far back once again. He'll try and get a good exit through this long right-hander. And if he can get that long exit, he can sort of mount an attack out of Maggots and Beckett's. And that's where he's been the stronger driver. Out of this corner, he's got a good run. He's got a really good run. Not enough for an attack into turn 1, but he'll have a good chance. Meanwhile, Shanley is right there with Jamie, so watch that battle too. But look at this, Gisela right on the rear end. There's now Cathle's retired. Is that going to bring out a safety car? I'm wondering. You never know. And that could change the whole scope of the race. DRS is going to be activated for Gisela, but yellow's is at the 2. And it makes things a bit harder. And Mike's got the gap out by a bit. And it means that really he isn't able to close in enough and get past the Red Bull driver in the end. So still, this battle is going on, and this could go on for the rest of the race.
Yeah, Shanley's very close to Jamie for the last podium spot. Aidan Crown's sort of lurking at the moment. He's not really close to challenge for it. ILT Ninja is recovered a little bit from his spin. I think he's totally going to learn from that and come back strong with the next race, which is a bit of an over-ambitious move on the Alpha. But bar that, I think Ninja's had a solid race. He's made lots of good overtakes. I think just needs to, I don't know, to chill out a bit in the future. Look for easier moves, but I guess
Bide the time. Yeah, absolutely. Like the idea of biding time, I think he had a really good shot at just keeping with Jamie through the middle sector and out of Maggotts and Beckett's, and then really get a move done. Gisela is sort of showing what you can do if you can just bide the time a little bit. Just put the driver ahead of you under pressure. And Gisela is keeping him really honest now as we go for old turn 1. And Maggotts Beckett's is where Gisela's been absolutely supreme in the last few laps, and he needs that same speed again, and that means he'll be able to put the pressure on and need a good exit of this final part of Maggotts Beckett's. He's not got a bad run. The dirty air would be affecting him here a little bit, but he's got a very good run. He's closing up on the Red Bull driver, but it's just too little too late, I think, here. And again, has to stay behind him and try and focus on another run. It is difficult to get a move done around here. It's a good circuit for overtaking, but it can be difficult if you're pretty even Stevens on ERS deployment. It makes things a bit difficult. DRS is one thing, but getting deployment and hooking it up in the right way is another, and that makes things very difficult. Again, closes it up through old turn 1, right in that slipstream, and he might look for a move here. It's pretty close, but it's again just trying to focus on getting a good exit off this one. If you can get a good exit off this one, it might be beneficial. He's been weaker here, and Mike, hasn't got a good exit. And you know what? This is it. He's botched that one up. And here comes Gisela in the slipstream. DRS turned the inside, and you know what? I don't think Mike's really thought that one, if I'm being honest. He's kind of gone like, oh, exit's gone wrong, and I'm going to have to leave it to him. And Gisela retakes the race lead here with 5 more laps to go. So currently it's game on between these two boys, but it's swung back in Gisela's favour.
Yeah, my mind fell. I was looking at both cars, the DRS management. He really was. He didn't really push his battery going on the exit, and today he ramped it right up. So that explains the difference in exit speeds. But by Marshmallow, just trying to save it a bit too much, I think. But he's going again. It's like he's out of chances. The reason it's difficult to overtake is it's not a lack of DRS zones or straights, it's a lack of heavy braking zones. You've really got to run side by side. And here he comes. Is he going to look to the inside? There's no space on the outside, so he is going to look for the bit of a dive. Gisela gives him room on the outside. He's going to run wide. No, definitely actually stays within the white lines. My Marshmallow is going to have to try and hang around the outside in the Bell chicane. Wants to get through. Show Leclerc style. He manages to squeeze out the Williams. The Williams still poking his nose. There's no reason.
Look at him again. He's going to close in. Gisela looks to the outside. We'll try and swing it into turn 1 and get a good exit if he can. But yes, brilliant battle. Once again, Mike gets past for a good move. But deployment, I think it's pretty even. Actually, no, it's more to Gisela. Gisela's got a lot more deployment on his hands than Mike. Mike's got sort of 50-odd% compared to Gisela's more like 80%. And here comes the DRS and the slipstream again. Gisela got a good chance. Down the inside, he comes down the inside. And it's wheel to wheel again. Red Bull on the outside turns to the inside for the next corner. And today we'll try and hang it around the outside and try and cut back instead. And he'll get a cut back on the Red Bull and he'll get a good exit. Now, does he look for the move into old turn 1? You know what? I think he fancies it. But no, he doesn't. He actually backs out of it and doesn't go for it and tries to focus on getting a good exit through Maggotts and Beckett's. If he can do that, he can get this one done. This is a cracking battle, and I can see this going on for the last few more laps of this race, because Gisela does have a lot more usage available to him, but corner cutting is an important factor. Here comes the DRS, here comes the ERS. He's going to close back in on the Red Bull, and you know what? Mike doesn't defend it. It's to the inside for Gisela. Mike will try and... Well, he won't be able to hang it around the outside. We'll try and cut back instead to get a good exit heading into the final chicane. He looks for it down the inside. No, he doesn't. Again, he waits, and then Mike will try and wait for his next opportunity, which might be the last out of this last corner and in that DRS line there as well. So these two battling away. Meanwhile, Shanley is closed up to Jamie once again. That gap is under half a second. So watch out for those two boys battling out for that final podium position. But Mike's Yeah, usage-wise, Mike has got the disadvantage. It is currently Dzela in terms of ERS deployment, and Mike's not really got a good exit off that corner there heading into this one. Yellow's at the 3, someone's going wrong for, I think that's Street Gamer. Oh, he's retired as well, and he made up so many places in the initial laps. He made up 7 places in the first 5 laps, and he got that Supercharger award nailed down, but that's his race over, and that's a shame for him. He's actually not left as well.
Yeah, he's also starting to fall away a bit. Hopefully he's able to, don't cut any corners. You don't need to be that ambitious, but it is starting to fade out a little bit, but I think he might be just trying to bide his time a little bit and have really one massive last charge at the end. Because if one of these guys times an overtake correctly, and there's an overtake on the last lap of the show, really saves it, so everyone can't carry around the outside, then there's nothing else I can do about it. To finish.
Absolutely, right, yeah. I think that's what he's doing. He's going to save a little bit of his battery, make Dzela think that he's going to mount a challenge in these next few laps to drain his battery down, so he has the advantage towards the end. That makes sense, but Dzela is a fast for the race. It's 29.7. That's a very good lap, considering how old these medium tyres are. So that shows what he's been doing. And he's done a really good job. He's just trying to get away a little bit from Mike, but Mike can just stay within that DRS point. Then it's going to be hard for him to get away. The gap now is 0.6 of a second, with a couple more laps to go, and it is all charged now. I can see Dzela has used a little bit more of his ERS, and it's now pretty even on the ERS usage between these two boys. So it's all even Stevens at the moment between these two in terms of the equipment they've got available to them.
Yeah, my Marshall is starting to gain up a little bit more. He's not actually using any battery at the moment. He's on sort of alternating between 1 and 0. He's really trying to save it, and as a result of that, they're actually on the same amount of battery, around about 60%.
Oh, he's cut that corner.
Yeah, I'm actually going to check real quick to see what the penalties are for these two.
So here comes Mike now in the DRS of the Williams driver. Again, too far back. Taylor getting a really good launch out of Maggotts and Beckett's, and that's helping him and protecting him heading into this point of the circuit. And he's gone really wide though. That's to Narnia and back, if I'm being honest. And Dzela went really wide there. I'm surprised that they didn't give him a warning or a penalty there. So he currently occupying P1, and the pressure is mounting. I think Mike senses that, and he's going to try and just put the pressure on. Dzela can just feel that he's got a hand on that trophy at the moment, and he's gone very deep there. So the pressure is getting to him.
Yeah, neither of these guys have any penalties either. So this is all for the race win. And Mike Marshall, I think Mike Marshall's DRS is broken. That's really going to hurt him. He's going to have to do this 2004 style if he wants to get past. He's going to have to rely on momentum alone and slipstream alone if he wants to get past that Williams. I saw his DRS was available, but he wasn't using it, and that happened to me in Russia in another league quite a while ago. I kept getting questioned why I wasn't using my DRS, and I was like, why it's broken?
Oh, look how close he is, though. Look how close he is. Does he fancy it into Maggotts and Beckett's? It's an unusual place. He's doing what he's pulled it off. He's really pulled it off here, and Dzela just let him go. He didn't want to risk it. Dzela now, though, will try and mount an attack back on him if he can. He'll have the DRS and have the actual ERS to use up as well. Here he comes. He's closing it up. Does he go for it down the inside? No, he doesn't. He's going to save it for the last lap. This battle isn't going to stop at the moment, and that's incredible at the moment. He's just looking for anything he can. He'll try and get a good launch off these final couple of corners. Last week it was heartbreak for Dzela in the end. He came second in Austria against T10 Smasher, but he's looking like it might be another heartbreak today unless he can turn that around and try and get past the Red Bull. He's closed up big time. He's got 2 more chances of getting past him now. This is his first opportunity of this final lap. Can he get a good exit here? And he'll be looking for that good exit. He's got a decent run here. He's got the slipstream. He has the DRS. He has the ERS to use up as well, and he's going to use it to the maximum he can go. He's going to go around the outside. Mike defends really well round the outside. inside, will try and cut back and try and get a good exit and try and go around the outside and then cut back into this one if he can get a good run out of the corner, which he has got a very good run. He'll have the slipstream. Will it be enough for an attack into old turn 1? You know what? It probably won't be. He'll have to stay behind him for now. He's got one last chance in the DRS now. He'll have the slipstream going through Mackins and Beckett's. He's been supreme here all race. Mike is really slow in comparison through this section of the circuit. If they can get a good run through here, and you know what, he's not got a bad run at all. He'll have the slipstream, he'll have the DRS, he'll be using all the ERS he's got available to him. It's one last chance, one last gasp, and can he get this one done? He can't. He cannot get past the Red Bull driver at the moment, and you know what, I think that's it, the final chance he's had in this race. He's lost the rear end, and Mike Marshmallow has prevailed in Britain and wins a thrilling race, a brilliant battle in the end. Fair play, fair respect, and it's Mike who wins in Britain ahead of Taylor in the end. It's heartbreak once again. So close, but yet so far. And Jamie, actually, and Shanley as well. Shanley's got past Jamie in the end, but I think on penalties, Jamie will probably get it. So here he comes, round the final corner we come. Is it going to be Shanley or Jamie? It's Jamie in the end on penalties. Pigeon Munch comes home P4 after lagging out earlier on. Alien Crayon 6th. So Racing Point score 4th and 6th place. Ninja down in 8th. Actually, you know what? It's a 4th and 6th for, it's a 3rd and 6th for Alfa Romeo in the end on penalties. Cheesy Dreams keeping it clean. RBZ finishes 10th. Disappointing for him, but that's probably down to his new equipment he's got installed. Apex Streamer outside the points in 11th. Adam R will be disappointed with his 12th place in the end, I'm sure. Comes around the front of the corner and completes that in the end on the different strategy. Edited for now, 13th place. Finishes the race. And it's always good to finish these races because you never know what can happen at the end and things can kick off. Absolutely. So here comes Edited Form, rounding the final couple of corners to finish the race in 13th place on that hard tyre. So he's obviously pitted earlier on. And Ace Face, unfortunately, also will be outside top 10 along with Soggy Cabbages. And Ace Face comes around the final couple of corners here as Silverstone to finish the race off and making a bit of a hash of that in the end. Round the final corner. And that is your final finisher for the British Grand Prix.
I think that's probably one of the best battles I've ever seen in this game. Yeah, since I just got a bit too over-ambitious with style, I think, and he went a bit too hard on me. I just hit the loud pedal too much, and yeah, almost went around. He managed to save it, come home P2. I mean, it's the second P2 in a row. Hopefully, he can carry this momentum just a little bit further and get that one step higher. It's definitely in him. It's definitely in him.
Yeah, that was a thrilling race. I really enjoyed commentating over that, and that was a really respectful battle between Mike and Taylor in the end. But like it was in Austria, Taylor has to play second fiddle, and he tried everything. He had his chances, but it was all fair play in the end for those two. But that is it. Mike Marshmallow wins in Britain ahead of Taylor in second, Jamie in third, a fantastic third place for him, fourth place for Pigeon Munch, and fifth for WR Shanley, Cheesy Dreams in sixth, Alien Crayon in seventh, LRT Ninja in eighth, ninth for Matt DJ, 10th for RBZ, 11th for Apex Streamer, 12th for Adam R, 13th for Edited Fawn, 14th for Ace Face and Soggy Cabbages in 15th, and Street Gamer and Cathal not finishing the race in the end.
Yeah, I'm just going through the race director. I don't know how, but on lap 10, apparently Taylor and Edited Forward had it coming together. I don't really know how that can happen, but I'm sure those guys were like half a lap apart from each other, but fair enough.
Absolutely. Let's get Jamie in as well, and we'll get the...
Pick.
You want me to do them? Oh, I'll see how it is. I'm just trying to get Jamie in, and then we'll get the podium interviews. My voice is finished. Thanks, boys, for that. Great battling. Make sure you include your audios, and we'll get things underway. Mike Super. Right. Mike Marshmallow. P1. brilliant battle with Cecilia in the end for the whole race. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. Just talk me through your emotions. What a superb battle and just fair, respectful racing, and again some good points and extending that championship lead you've got at the moment.
Yeah, I think fair play to Zala, mate. That was probably the best battle I've had on this game in a league race.
Yeah,
by
me
far.
too.
That was amazing, and we just respected each other, gave each other space. There was no kind of I'm going to squeeze you off to get it was fair play, and yeah. I mean, in the end, I overtook into Maccas and Beckett's because, believe it or not, my DRS failed for the last 4 laps. So I knew that with DRS I could get him on the hanger straight, but as it went down, I knew I had to do something else. So he had a bad exit, and I thought this is my chance, and then managed to make it stick.
Yeah, it was definitely between you two. It was sort of the pressure was building between the both of you when you both sort of took the lead at certain points. It was absolutely thrilling, and I mean, describe your emotions. Is that one of your best victories you've had in terms of, well, maybe one of your most rewarding victories on this game at the moment?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I really, really had to fight for that, and there was definitely a lot of strategy in there as well. It was quite interesting because I think one lap Cesala pushed on, the next lap I'd push, and there was kind of ebbing and flowing the gap, and I ended up pitting a lap later because he just had ridiculous traction, especially in sector 1, and I thought if I don't try and do something else, then I'm probably not going to be able to have the tyres at the end to compete with him. So yeah, I'm just lucky that it worked out in the end.
Yeah, well, on to you, man.
Thank you.
On to F1 Chisela. Man, again, just full respect to you on that battle with Mike. As I've said, it was superb, and in the commentary box, we were thoroughly enjoying that. It was superb to commentate over. But for me, it's another heartbreak for you. Austria didn't go to plan. You came second there and second here. You looked like you had it. In that final lap, you had a bit more. From what we were saying, you had a bit more ERS charge to use, and you had the tools, but things didn't quite play out in the end. But just some of your emotions on that second place.
I don't know. I'm not gutted. I mean, I'm quite happy with it. I was gutted with Austria because I was leading for so long, and I don't know. I had the pace of a smasher, but Mike's just rapid around here, and I can't. He's quicker than me. I know that for a fact. But I mean, the battle we had was really good fun, and the respect we had between each other was great to see. And I shat myself going into what I think down the hanger straight. I think I clipped him by mistake, and I thought that was it. But it was alright in the end. But yeah, GG to Mike. He drove a great race, and I'm not sure how far ahead we were of everyone else, but I'm pretty sure it was quite a big gap.
20 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 18 seconds. Yeah.
Considering
it was
quite a lot
crazy.
of it, I mean, it's quite good.
Absolutely, and that idea of you guys pushing yourselves to the limits around this circuit for so many laps from the start of the race onwards. I mean, Zola, you got a really good launch off the line, and you led the race for a bit until the end of lap 1. Was there ever a moment where you thought you had the race victory, or
No,
was it never really that point?
It was 50-50. I had pace, but it was just up to Mike for something to happen. But I didn't know he had DRS failure, and that's just a shame, really. But yeah, I'm happy with second.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you get a victory soon, because you're thoroughly deserving of it. You've had 2 really decent races on the bounce where you've had the pace and hasn't quite come off in the way you wanted to. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, man, because we're enjoying it. We're enjoying watching it, and battles have been superb for the last few races. So well done to you, man.
Good, mate.
Jamie, P3. I believe it's your first push in this season. It's good to see you back.
Thank you.
3rd place in the Drivers' Championship as well at the moment. You've had a really good season, very consistent, and you've got a deserving podium. Well done to you, man.
Yeah, I didn't expect it, to be honest. My pace wasn't looking great, but I got a really good start, and I think the pigeon much disconnected, so I put me to P3, so that gave me a good opportunity to get a podium, and then I had a DRS train the whole race, so it's a bit annoying, but wasn't too bad.
Talking about that DRS train, it was pretty mental. You had a good 4 or 5 people right behind you, sitting behind you, and Shanley looked like he was trying to do his best to get past you, and he did do that in the end, towards the end. But you managed to get it on penalties, which was superb. But yeah, just talk about that in terms of the pressure that was on you throughout the whole race, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, to be honest, because I had an injury as well at one point, and then we made contact after the first race. Wasn't my fault, because I knew he went in too hot, so I'm not too worried about that. But Shanley was always behind me for the whole race, but I knew he had 12 seconds of penalty, so I knew I was going to have to podium after all.
Yeah, man. Again, well done to you, and I hope you get a few more podiums this season. Yeah, you're doing a solid job in terms of consistency. I think also Cheesy Dreams, credit to him. I think he came sixth today on the penalties that were received by others behind you. So he's delivering as well, keeping it clean throughout the whole race and keeping it.
Hoping to
doing a really
good
good job.
Yeah,
definitely. I think you can fight running for that. Absolutely. I think that's definitely on the cards.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done to you, man. And well done to our top three. All these boys have done a solid job today and given us plenty of action to watch and enjoy. Anything you want to add in the end, Mr. Jack?
No, it's just very solid racing from everyone. Silverstone's always a great track for developing racing like that. Yeah, solid job from everyone, and looking forward to next week.
Can I just say shout out to Danny watching the stream? Hi.
That's cool. Actually, thank you to everybody who's watched the streams. We've had really good numbers in the last couple of weeks, so thank you to everyone. This will be uploaded to YouTube as soon as possible, which will probably be tonight. But yeah, we'll see you next week for the next race. And this season's, hopefully the battle continues for the whole season. Well done, guys.